Hi guys, how are you? It's Renee. I come to you mostly barefaced today, just my brows are done and I'm wearing a little bit of leftover mascara to do a specifically requested video from a friend of mine. She has issues with under eye circles and she wanted to know what to do about that. And I have some myself. They're not terrible, but certainly some discoloration and some darkness under my eyes there that I might want to do something about. So with her request in mind, I decided that I would go ahead and make this video on color correction. Now, I'm not going to get into deep, intimate theory here. If you would like to know more about it and more demonstrations of said technique, I would recommend the two ladies that I learned it from, which would be Destiny Godly. She's a fantastic YouTuber, makes great videos, very in-depth tutorials, and makeup game on point, also known as Jackie O. I would highly suggest that you check those ladies out. But for me and for those who are like me, who are beginners at this thing and they're just enthusiastic about makeup, this is what I do on a day-to-day basis to color correct and conceal. And then I'm going to throw in my foundation application for you. So my skin is already moisturized and primed, and it's feeling a little dry, so I'm going to spray some Prep and Prime, to be frank. Lies, Max Fix Plus, not Prep and Prime, Fix Plus. I'm watching YouTube videos too, so that's that's where that comes from. So one of the first things that you need to know is that you are going to color correct for the dark circles under your eye. You are going to need a palette or a concealer that has a color corrector on it, namely something in the orangey peach salmon family, such as this color. This particular palette is the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette in medium deep. This is what I use. As you can see clearly, it's gotten some use, except for this yellow color over here. I barely use that. The other palette that I like would be, let me open it for you. That would be this palette here from Makeup Forever. This is called the 5 Camouflage Cream palette. And clearly there is your orange color corrector right there, and the rest of your colors. Clearly this also gets some use. So I really love this for the consistency, not necessarily for the coverage. The MAC Prep and Pro Conceal palette has great coverage and a great consistency. It's just a little thicker than I sometimes have the time to apply. So anyways, to cover your dark circles underneath your eyes, the first thing that you want to do is to take your orange color corrector and to go ahead and tap it on any areas where you have this darkness. I'm going to be looking here because that's where my mirror is. So I just like to lightly tap under my eyes. The eye area is a very delicate area, and for those of us trying to avoid premature wrinkling, you know, be a little easy under here. So I'm just going to tap it on a little bit to help distribute the product, and when it comes time to blending, then I'll use a brush, not blush. And then for those of us who have this little stash right here, which is not really a stash, it's just a line of blackness above our top lip that a lot of women of color have, including myself, I also go ahead and I just tap some of this orange color corrector around that area. Also in the divots on either side of my nostrils. And I just tap. The warmth of your finger will help to distribute the product more evenly. Let me get in here closer so you can see. All right, I use this brush. I love it. It is by IT Cosmetics. It's called their Airbrush Concealer. Will it focus? There it goes. IT Cosmetics. And it's their Airbrush Concealer brush, and I spray it with a little bit of Max Fix Plus because I find that a slightly dampened brush does not drag when I'm trying to blend it out. And I just blend windshield wiper motions back and forth, and sometimes I do little circles. I'll blend down into the corners of my nose where I also place the color corrector shade. Small windshield motion and circles over my top lip, and then moving on to my other eye, back and forth, back and forth. some people use the shade, this part of it, as part of their highlighting process, which only works well if you actually blend this bad boy out well. If not, then you'll just have this oranginess that's just sitting on your face, looking like you're trying a new trick that's really not working out too well. Then I like to get in closer to make sure that all my circles are gone. Still have a little bit of area of darkness over here, which you can probably see. So I'm going to tap some more on there. I mean, this is not going to totally get rid of everything. The idea behind this is to camouflage as much as possible, and once you do this step, it also limits the amount of foundation that you have to put on, or powder if you're just a concealer and powder type of girl. Because going over this particular area just over and over again with more and more concealer is just going to leave you with cake face. Now, if that's the look you're going for, more power to you. Not hating on your game, but that's not my particular area of appeal. So I like to color correct before I put on my foundation, because foundation's expensive and I'm attached to my dollars. That's all. All right. So if you will notice, much different than before, much less noticeable circles underneath my eyes. The darkness is mostly gone. This right there, this area of hyperpigmentation, it's actually an old burn scar from when I was 4 and thought I should set my face on fire. No joke. So yeah, we're not gonna color correct that. We're just gonna leave that be. All right, and you will also notice that I now have a natural sort of highlight in this area as well. All right, so I'm gonna show you how I would also go from here to put on my foundation. So today I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro-Matte foundation. It's a 24-hour foundation. I'm just kind of testing this out. If you'd like to know what my opinions on these are, let me know down below and I'll be happy to do that video for you. I also have the powder matching, but we're not going to get into all of that. So with the color correction, it allows you to use less powder and less actual foundation, because you don't have to go back and forth repeatedly applying product and layers to try to cover these dark circles. So I'm just going to couple of dots, because I'm going to be honest with you people. I have already been out for the day. It's cold and dank outside, and I've got my hot toddy, except it's not hot. It's just got a lot of rum. So I'm in, my fireplace is going. When I get done with this video, I'm taking all this off and going to go lounge on my couch without my pants on. I'm frank. That may be a little bit too much information for some folks. So I also love this brush for use in buffing out my foundation. This is the IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta. Again, this is part of their airbrush collection. This particular one is their buffing foundation brush. Same thing with the concealer. I like a dampened brush. Spray it with a little bit of Fix Plus. Let that settle in. Tap off the excess right there, and then I start buffing. I like to start under my eyes and then buff outward. Small round circles all over your face. Don't forget to get underneath the jawline, ladies. Even if you're just using powder, get underneath the jawline. You don't want that line of demarcation where people can quite clearly see where your powder or your foundation stopped. So if you've already done your brows, then you know you just kind of lightly go around. Don't want to eliminate all that hard work. For people like me who don't have any eyeshadow on, I also like to go over my eyelids so I can have an even canvas. And I just keep buffing and buffing and buffing. You can never overblend your foundation. Never. Blend, blend, blend. And then you take a look, make sure it's acceptable. And if you're a little unsure, blend some more. Or you can do what I do. I spray some more Fix Plus because I like a more natural finish. Even if I'm going for a full coverage type of approach, I still like it to be more natural. I don't do the cake face. And like I said, if that's your thing, do you, boo, do you. But this is about me and what I prefer to do, so this is just what I do. Do whatever works for you. I am not a professional, I'm just an enthusiast. All right, all done. Let me zoom you in so you can get a closer shot. As you can see, no dark circles, nice even canvas, eyebrows on fleek, whatever that hell that means, I don't know. Under normal circumstances now, I would follow this up with the rest of my routine, which I would highlight underneath my eyes, set, powder, contour, do all of that, but we're not going to do all of that today. This is just to show you how to color correct and then cover with your foundation or with a powder if you're just a concealer and powder type of girl. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something new today, and if not, then go check out Destiny Godly and Makeup Game on Point so you can learn something more. All right, guys, peace. Have a good day.